It's true that sometimes when I make these videos, I've just eaten my vegan oatmeal that I make, which I put unsweetened cocoa in, and you'll see chocolate on my lip. Like, actually, actually some of that I think is it? Oh, well, wow, that's what it was. That's funny. The whole point was that my 9-month-old daughter did that the other night. She has these tiny little fingernails and she scratched me out and started bleeding. So the next couple of days you're going to see this, and it's going to look like chocolate, though it's not. Though I really didn't realize I actually had chocolate from my smoothie also that I have unsweetened cocoa. So let's get to work. You want to learn something new today. You want your horizon to be broadened or something. Here we go. You know, Maxwell Smart, this is what, at least the third video that you've prompted here. But Maxwell Smart left a comment on one of my videos yesterday, buzz cut bias for receding hairlines. And an excerpt of something he said was this, quote, "In my feed, I see you with both a buzz cut and your current style. I like the length you have now. I think your current style makes you look more professional," end quote. So, you know, I have not addressed this because there's so much in my subconscious mind that it stays in there until someone reminds me of it. And this is one of those things. Amazingly, I've had nearly 1,000 videos now, and I've never really talked about this. But the perception of, as far as what looks better, buzz cut or having hair after you've already begun losing your hair, you know, and it's ultimately up to whatever you feel, whatever makes you feel more confident and in yourself. That's really the answer. So it's a matter of perception, and typically people who have lost more hair than I have, who feel basically that their only option is to shave their head, they're more likely to think that other guys with the shaved head looks better and then guys who have less or more hair than me are more likely to think that I look better with hair because that's more relatable. So there's a lot of bias going on there. But if I'm to turn the camera back inward, as far as, you know, how I personally feel, because really I'm straddling the fence here. I can go either way, and I accept that I don't have just a perfect hairline to get away with any hairstyle, so I have to base my hairstyle on my hairline and the thinness and all that. Because again, I can't have like spiked hair because it'll show the streaks like a baby doll or something. And if I have more of a military cut and it's too short, it's going to show that it is thinner on top. So, you know, I have to navigate around that. But even aside from that, how do I feel about having a buzz cut versus having what I've got right now? And it's this trap in which I can't fully be pleased either way, because again, with the hairline, it makes me have some limitations. And here's how I feel. I feel that when I have hair, well, obviously it's going to make the bad hair days more obvious. I mean, I guess this is an okay day, but there's certain days where it just really shows how high it goes up, or you can see certain parts of my scalp, and you know, those are, I guess, the bad days. This actually works pretty well. This is a good day, I guess. However, when I have a buzz cut, even though I feel cool, I feel masculine, I feel tough, I feel like I look good, and I feel that people perceive me that way with a buzz cut. But I have to compare, and what we're talking about ultimately is my perception of how other people see me. And ultimately, I've already done surveys. I know that half people like me good with hair, half people like me with a buzz cut. It's split either way. But something like Maxwell had pointed out, internally, at least me, I'm not talking about other people, I'm saying the way I perceive myself. At the end of it, though, I still perceive myself as more professional when I have hair than when I don't. Not that there's anything wrong with having a buzz cut or shaved head, because again, it makes you look taller, more in charge, more dominating, you know, stronger, taller, all that good stuff. There's so many benefits of shaving your head, and I've made a video about it. That's one of my most popular videos, is the benefits of shaving your hair versus having hair. And I firmly still believe all those things. But if I'm going to look at a superficial observation of having hair versus not, I would say that personally I feel that having hair makes me feel more professional. For example, and I've already warned people, see, a lot of people that are new to this channel get caught up whenever I don't do a video about hair, they freak out. because they don't want to watch the video I'm going to make tonight. That's a book review about a Jewish girl whose grandfather passes away. They're going to get upset about that and be tempted to unsubscribe because they're only here for hair videos. And so I'm going to be making that video. Of course, keep it in mind, I make what I call investment videos. You know, this is a video to help draw in people that are dealing with hair loss, and they'll end up subscribing. That's to build the empire. There's other videos I do which are called investment videos, where I talk about something that's not about hair, but it's to draw in certain people who will be Googling certain stuff. So I'll be making this video for people who want to read about this Jewish children's book, okay? And as I'm doing that video, I'm going to feel pretty good with hair like this, wearing this shirt. I'll look professional. I'll look kind and easy, and like easy to look at, and as far as just like friendly and welcoming, you know, all of those things as I'm talking about a children's book. I look like a nice guy who's a dad. I look that way with this hair. Whereas if I had a buzz cut, I look like a different kind of person. I look, I don't know, maybe even possibly more intimidating is what I'm saying. And not that that's a bad thing, but I get what Max is saying. I don't know if most people feel that hair would look more professional or not, but I think there's a part of me that way, because it's easy to carry around an insecurity or that second guessing yourself on your hairstyle as far as when you go to that extreme of buzzing it off. And I think that's ultimately the thing that like I question myself on is, well, do I not look professional enough? As if it's ever held me back, it hasn't. But I feel more professional when I have hair. I'll say that. And at the same time, though, when I have my hair buzzed off, perhaps in some ways I actually feel more confident. So it's like ultimately I think if I were to just dumb it down and compare having hair versus a buzz cut, I'd probably say ultimately that when I have a buzz cut, I feel probably more confident, and I probably, I feel more confident and just carefree, honestly. But when I have hair, I feel more professional. So what does it really matter, though? What does it matter that I, quote, look more professional or whatever? You know, I don't know. Does it open any doors to look more professional? Ultimately, it's about my personality. That's really what this is all about anyway. So I'm thinking out loud about all this, but at the end of the day, I do agree with Max. I think if you still have the option to have hair and pull it off, in theory, it looks more professional. And also, I know Robert has pointed this out as well. Oh, that's if you're leaving from Nashville right now, you're in that plane. So we'll go this way because you're flying to Seattle right now, I guess. But so Robert, who's commented on so many of my videos and been with me a long time here on this thing, he's also pointed that out too, that because we've talked about how if I ever ended up like hosting a TV show, for example, that you don't see a lot of like TV show hosts necessarily with the shaved or the buzz cut. There's Matt Lauer, there's Howie Mandel. I can name some, but when I think of most men, they have the hair. So there might be some psychology in that, because it does appear to be intimidating to certain people. Going back to the positive, though, that with the buzz cut or the shaved head, it's more in charge and stronger kind of thing. So all I'm looking at is I'm going back and forth between the good and the bad, the pros and the cons of having a buzz cut or shaved head versus having hair. I like to think out loud about these things, and I'm glad for Max's comment, because I think that's something I haven't brought up enough. And I'll leave that question with you. Of course, I'm ultimately just setting you up for bias, because if you have less hair than I do, you're more likely to say, no, there's nothing less professional about a buzz cut. And if you have more hair than me, then you're more likely to say, well, you know, yeah, you do look more professional with hair. I don't know. You just like Max, though, you can see me in your feed. You can see me both ways. Do I look more professional with hair? Let's make it about me personally. You be the judge. Do I look more professional with hair, or do I look more professional with the buzz cut? Or is it indifferent? Is there no difference on how professional I look? You be the judge.